So we've talked a lot about what the role of a foreman is to get the materials and information and equipment to the workers. So we're good. We understand that together as a concept. But I want to anchor that in a little bit more. When you think about if you're a worker coming to the site, what do you see? Let's not see how I see, how you see as a foreman. What does the worker see? Okay? When they come on site, they should see good wayfinding. They should have a decent place to park. They should have a really nice and clear. Oh, hold on a minute, everybody. All right. So we need to provide good bathrooms for everybody on site. So even though you're at the foreman level, you do not stop squawking until your workers have nice bathrooms wherever you are, anywhere in the country on any project. So we have to get those basic things done and a place to eat lunch. So your workers should come to the site, have good wayfinding, a place to park. If they smoke, they have a place to smoke, even if it's in their own car. They come, they have a place to go to the restroom, a place to put their lunchbox to eat like human beings and wash their hands. We should never have anywhere in this country porta potties without a place to wash their hands, even though only 50% of guys wash their hands, believe it or not. So we need to make sure those basics are taken care of. And then they should come out to a worker huddle with the whole project site and with you in that 30-minute crew preparation huddle where you're teaching, mentoring, guiding, working with them, enabling their day, allowing them to really organize their space, get their tools ready, shake out all of the equipment, make sure their information is reviewed, and fill out their pre-task plans, whatever safety paperwork you have, right? So if they come on site, good parking, able to take care of their needs, then they come in, able to go to the restroom, put their lunchbox away, right? Wash their hands, come to the huddle, they've been oriented by you. What else do they need? So just think about it for a minute. So maybe just shout it out loud if you want, or write it down, or just think about it with me for a minute. What does a worker need in their environment? Well, we've already talked about they need their materials on time and not too much in their way, right? They need the information for that specific area, okay? They need the area clean and open. They need their coworkers there with them in a consistent manner. They need the layout. They need the quality expectations. They need the safety expectations. And they need the support from the project team to help answer any questions as they go. If they have that, then they will be successful. That is what we are doing. And if they don't have that, that's a lot of starting and stops, which interrupts the production and causes additional safety concerns. So here's a couple of things. First of all, foreman, I love you. Stop going to Home Depot. Like, you've got to stop this. Do not go escape somewhere by getting in your truck and hauling off to Home Depot to get materials. You need to be on the project site feeding your workers with that information. If somebody else needs to go get materials or go make a run or go do something, you delegate that, get them in a company truck where they have insurance, where they have a license, where they have all of the legal considerations, and you do your job and get the workers on site there with a safety presence in the field what they need. The biggest problem that I see is escapism. And I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying that I see this a lot. I have problems, you have problems, everyone has problems, right? But typically in the industry, foremen are escaping. They're like, oh, you need a material? Let me just go hop in my truck and I'm just going to go jam it. No. You're leaving the project and you're abdicating leadership. We need you to be there engaging. Now, here's how you can know if you're going to be successful, and here's the fundamental basis for how you lead crews. Everyone should see as a group, know as a group, and act as a group. I'm going to say that again. See as a group, know as a group, and act as a group. I learned that from a company called Lean Core. See as a group, know as a group, and act as a group. The Schroeder family, my family, my wife and I, we have, are you sitting down? We have 11 kids. That's 1 plus 10, or that's 9 plus 2, or that's 5 plus 6, whatever you want to look at. We have 11 children. They're all ours. They're biological children. We pay for them, You don't pay for them with your taxes. Just FYI, like we got 11 kids, okay? We love the holidays. In fact, I did a presentation just before recording this video where I showed some pictures of us in our Halloween jammies. Like we love the holidays. So I love holiday examples. In fact, I work from January to, actually I start Halloween in October. Like when you're trolling people on Facebook, you know, those crazy people that start like the holidays in August, like that's me, just so you know. So like, well, I start thinking about it early, and I'm gonna give you an analogy from Christmas. Some of my favorite cartoons were the Chipmunks. You remember those old Disney cartoons and the Chipmunks? And they're fighting with Donald Duck, and they're, you know, having their Christmas wars and trashing the Christmas tree. I remember one scene where Donald Duck would twist little toy soldiers and they would just start marching, and in the cartoon, silly enough, they were like shooting against the Chipmunks in this little Christmas war. Anyway, this is like embedded in my psyche, in my mind, and in my heart, because like we are like holiday fanatics. So in this little image, I associated that with construction. And not that people are ever compared to like toys or things like that, but the concept still applies. Your people are kind of like, oh, no, they should be treated like those toy soldiers. Stand them up, head them in the right direction, and wind them with everything that they need so that they can be self-sufficient. And then guess what happens, and what happened in the cartoon? If you ever want it, I'll share the YouTube video with you. But sometimes they would tip over. So what do? You go grab it, you stand it back up, you wind it up again, and they start marching forward. You have to look at it like that. Every worker should be heading in the right direction, at the right pace, standing up, meaning that they have the fulfillment, the success, the information, all of their needs, the training, all of those key concepts. They have all of that. They are stood up straight and able to walk in that direction, right? And you wind them up with all of the proper resources and support. That's how it looks. So when you leave that morning huddle with your workers, the question is, do they know what they're doing? Do they know what they're installing? Do they know how to do it safely? Do they know where they should go? Do they know how far they should go? Do they have the materials? Do they have the information? Do they have the layout? Do they have the clear area? All of these considerations are key. Now, I'm going to give you a little key trick here, and you can repeat this however often you want. But everybody needs 4 things to be successful. 4 things. They need a place to work, they need the tools and equipment, they need the right training, and they need the time to do a certain task, right? So that's it right there. Training, tools and equipment, place to work, and the time to do it. It's that simple. Do your people, for every single task they're doing, have the training, right? The tools and equipment, the place to work nice and clean and open, and the time to do their work not in a rush. We do not push workers to work too fast. They go in a steady pace, right? And we shape the environment around them to be stable. That is how you lead crews. And ideally, and this is when construction is going to get remarkable, is when every single crew and every single worker has a visual picture of the standards of what they are installing, with visual and simplified bulleted lists that show the proper outcome of the scope of work they're installing. That is when life and when our production and our crews and our industry is going to take a leap in the right direction. So let's make sure that you are creating that stability, and that when you're thinking, am I doing my job? I'm on level 2, where should I go next? I just got done coaching an employee, what should I do now? You ask yourself, does everybody know where they should be, what they should be doing, and how they should be doing it? And if not, I'm going to teach them. So I'll close out with this. Are you teaching all day? Are you supporting all day? Are you enabling all day? There are some foremen where they're like, yeah, go do this, go do that. Yeah. Well, that helped. You know, like, no, how do you do that? What are the expectations? What does success look like? I'll give you a brief example, and then we're going to close this out because you are ready to jam on this topic. If I was on a concrete crew, could be horizontal, I could be building a bridge. Hey, you two, go move that column cage over there. That's the extent of the communication that we typically get from foremen. What if it went like this? All right, you two, are you done with your task? Okay, so you're safe and that's buttoned up, all the caution tape's up? All right, let's take just 30 seconds. I need that column, I need that pre-tied column for that rebar for this bridge. I need that to move from here to over there. It's going to go to column line C7. So it's going to go from here to column line C7. I need you to go use that forklift right over there. One of you is going to have your certification, do an inspection of the equipment, make sure that you have your equipment checklist filled out. And what I need you to do, person number 2, John, whatever your name is, right? I need you to be the person that does the rigging. So I want you to really inspect the rigging, and let's make sure that we rig that properly, and you're going to need to flag him over there. And what I want you to do is make sure it goes exactly in this spot so that we don't have to move it again. And that's how we're going to do it safely. And when you're done, please park the forklift over here. And I need to know, do you have any questions? And then maybe one of the workers says, well, what about the rigging? Where do I get that? You start to coach, you start to train. There's a huge difference. Anybody, my 5-year-old can go and say, go do that, go do that. We don't need foremen and superintendents that just point fingers and tell. We need coaches, we need mentors, we need leaders, we need communicators, and that is your role. And I hope that I've elevated the possibilities that you have in your personal leadership when you lead your crews and you provide them with the training, the tools and equipment, the place to work, and the time to do what they need to do so that they can work in stable environments and see as a group, know as a group, and act as a group.